tough. Like anyone that knows who Joram is, I am the toughest mother
I
agent.
have seen you backstage. I was like, whoa, I'm gonna be over here, and I'll
I
watch
am
you from a distance.
I am super tough, but I'm very tough because I want the
Yeah.
best for all of them. Because when you become a mother agent, like literally, these are your kids. I don't have kids yet, but I have to like embrace them and take them as my own to make sure they never lack pocket money, they never lack ABCD. I know their schedules from A to Z. Like even the first time Ayak was in Paris, like they would send the beauty about it is that when they're sending the girls to castings, they CC you in all the emails. You know exactly what is happening. I'd even call her up and I'm like, "Are you at work? You need to wake up. Go for this casting. Go for ABCD. Go for blah blah blah." So that's what a mother agent does. It's tough, but it's worth it because you get their 10%.
Yes.
When they start
The
work,
work.
it's worth it. It
Okay.
is truly
Now,
worth it.
for
Yeah.
for the longest time, you were talking about JMM and you were talking about the girls. They're
Yes.
scouting. You're placing them here,
Yes.
placing them there.
Yes.
But somehow you, much as you were backstage, you weren't really like out there. But I've noticed that of late, you're kind of like embracing your own brand.
Yes.
I've
yes,
seen you walking the
yes,
red carpet
yes,
and you're very daring
yes,
with your fashion
yes,
choices.
yes.
Was this something that like you were just keeping hidden for a while, or who pushed you to like come out?
Okay, literally, I do live my dreams through seeing these girls and boys succeed. So I didn't want to be like at the forefront.
Yeah.
To be honest, like all I wanted was let the girls and the boys succeed because when they succeed, I do succeed. I know a lot of people are like, you know what, Joram, you need to be based in New York. You need to pack your bags, go to Milan, go to London, go to all these places because your girls are constantly on, planes. They're constantly doing all these things. But then for you, you're in the dusty streets of Kampala. But then I keep reminding myself that you know what, I'm living a dream that I wanted so bad. I look back and I remember the days that I wanted to be, a fashion model so bad and they said no. So when I see these girls and the boys excelling, I'm like, you know what? I'm living a dream. That is why at first I didn't want to be like at the forefront. Anyone that knows who I am, they know I'm very, I'm very daring, extremely daring. I love to be daring. I love to be very loud. I'm extremely loud. But then I wanted to be like at the back. I didn't want to overshadow the girls because I didn't want to be like, oh my goodness, Joram, I'm the mother agent, Joram, I did this, Joram, ABCD. No, I was like, you know what? Let me post the girls. That is why, like, when you see my social media, like, literally, it's just full of the girls, full of the girls, full of the boys. But then I realized, you know what? I am growing as well.
Yeah.
It comes with, it's just like how you see designers do their work. At the end of the day, they have to come out and do the bow. Okay, like when they're
Yes.
doing shows, they have to come out and do the bow. And a lot of people are asking, "Who's Joram? Like, who's Joram? Who's
Exactly.
Joram?"
You're hearing
ABCD.
about JMM,
Exactly. They were hearing
about
about JMM, and they were like, "But who's the person behind it?" I wanted it to be like a mystery. Like, you know what? It's already called Joram Model Management, so I don't want it to be affiliated to Joram. I just wanted it to be JMM, be the brand. So of late, I was like, you know what? Maybe I need to, become a brand as well. Yeah, because I tried television. There was a time I did television with Urban TV. There was a time I tried so many things because I mean, life is a jungle. It's a
Yeah.
hustle. I tried so many things all in the name of let me try to push my brand. Let me try to be different because I do pageants a lot. I'm a pageant coach. A lot of schools are calling me now to just go and mentor their kids, mentor so many people. Almost like a life coach as well. And then I'm a voiceover artist. I'm a full-time show producer. I've literally produced all the biggest shows in the country. Like literally out of 100, we've done like 98% together with my team at JMM. And I realized I can be a brand as well. Besides the girls just doing that. And I think that's the one thing that sets JMM from all the other agencies. Because besides, just saying, oh, they have girls, we offer more to the table.
Yeah.
I'll say, you know what, I can produce, I can do ABCD.
And I can bring the girls.
And I can bring the girls. That's the whole. But before then, it was the girls. But then I realized, Joram, you can be a brand of your own.
Yeah.
That is why now I'm very daring. I just hit the third floor, and I'm like, you know what? These are things that I need to do now because when I hit the fourth floor, there's no time. I feel like everything is running so fast. There's so many kids that are coming up.
Yeah.
If I stay in the back, who knows? Someone could just come and replace
So
me.
is
Take
that
my.
what pushes you?
That is the one thing that pushes me. One thing that keeps pushing me is the fear to fail. That's the thing. The fear to fail and to know that anyone can be replaced. However good you are, you can be replaced. Someone out there is just going to come, show up. Someone who has been mastering everything that you're doing, they'll come in with a different flavor, and then before you know it, you're gone. That is why right now I'm trying as hard as I can to be a triple threat. Besides just having the agency, I want to make sure I'm producing shows, I'm doing pageants, I'm becoming a brand of myself. I want to be an influencer, I want to be a life coach, I'm a pageant coach. I want to do so many things. Who knows, with time I could go back to TV, radio, all those things. So I don't want to like just have myself in
yes.
a little box.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were saying, because I was telling him how well he's done. I'm like, oh, you know, you have all these girls who are placed internationally. And you're like, no.
Thank you.
You said what? You only be happy if you have 100.
Exactly.
Put it out there. Put it
That's
out
the whole thing,
there.
because you know right now we do have 12. There are 12 international models, but we're going to start our scouting tour very soon. I realize there's so many people that have potential, but they don't live in Kampala. So we want to start country-wide searches. We want to go to the north, the east, the west, probably even start country-wide searches. Go to say different countries in Africa. Go to all these different places. Scout for models like a problem, because this is just us crawling baby steps. 12 is very little. 12 is so little. We want like 100. To be honest, the minute we get 100 models signed internationally, maybe I will retire. But right now, no. It's just the start.
Retire, really? We're already thinking about that. Okay, but it's nice to know that you're ambitious and, you know,
super ambitious.
you're thinking about all the different things that you can do.
Yes.
What about on a personal level? Because one of the things you talked about in the beginning is like you tried and tried and tried and it wasn't happening. Was there like a lot of rejection, even just in terms of like, you know, your personality?
Rejection. Yes, I've been rejected like
Because now
problem.
I can see you're very
Like a
comfortable
problem.
with who you are.
I'm super comfortable with who I am because I've went through a series of rejection, Crystal. I auditioned for Big Brother almost 6 seasons in a row.
Oh.
Every season that I think the only season I didn't audition for was the season for Gaetano and then Maureen, because I was very young. I was not yet 21. So season 3, Maurice Mugisha, at the time that Maurice had to go, all these other seasons, I would go to audition for Big Brother every single season. And trust me, you would walk into the place and then they say, oh, maybe you're not exactly what we're looking for. Maybe you're not just falling into the theme of the season. Or you're too good enough. Or you are A, B, C, D. Or imagine auditioning for Big Brother 6, 7 seasons in a row. And they used to say no. And I remember there's this one particular time, I do have a clip, Kampala Sun ran a clip and they were like, oh, the Big Brother Africa rejects. And my face was the one popping out the most. They were like, oh, Joram from Joram Muzira, and he's been auditioning for ABCD. But I kept going because my dream was, you know, to just show Africa who I am. You know, I thought that, you know, if I get on the show, you know, so many people are going to know who I am. I'm going to explore so many things out there and then probably become like a huge brand. But it didn't happen. But I kept going back. I kept going. You know, remember I used to go for these other auditions for, you know, Zypa, ABC. They used to say no. And I reached a point and I'm like, maybe this is not for me. But every single year I'll tell myself, keep going. But one thing that I've learned from, you know, all this rejection literally is redirection.
Okay.
That's the one thing that I learned. Because me being rejected from being a fashion model, me being rejected from, you know, being on the show, me being rejected from all these things that I wanted to do, maybe God was trying to tell me that, you know what, that's not the place you're supposed to be.
That's not the path. There's another
exactly,
way.
that's not the path. But then there's another way. Because imagine me wanting to be a model. It never happened. Me having girls and boys that are walking internationally, New York, Paris, London, Milan, Barcelona. Those are the cities that I was dreaming about. I'm not leaving there, but when I see the girls and the boys doing all these major things there, I feel like I'm leaving there.
Do you get to travel? Do you get to go for some of the shows?
Yes. Because as the mother agent, you are constantly invited to all, you know, these fashion weeks. You're constantly invited to, you know, go see what your girls are doing. And I remember there was a time we were in New York, the time we were in the US together. Yes. So it gives me leverage to just go to all these shows, meet all these scouts, meet.
So you are living your dream, just in another way.
Exactly, just in another way. That is why, like, I give a lot of tough love. I know, you know, like how you met someone who wants to be a model and you just tell them, sorry, you're not exactly what we're looking for. You don't have I'm very bold at saying that. Like back then I'll just be like, oh, Bambi, she's going to cry. I'm going to break her. But then I remember the times they broke me to the fullest. But all these rejections, oh my goodness, they were like my biggest.
Rejection is redirection.
It's redirection. To be honest, it's redirection. I am living a dream that so many people out there, you know, want. That's the whole thing. I need, and one thing that humbles me a lot is you know, when you walk into a place and they're like, oh my goodness, Joram, you inspire me. All these messages that I get on Instagram, on social media. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that was me 6, 7 years ago. I was a stalker. I was trying to push to be something in life. And Rejection is totally redirection.
Yes.
Totally.
So what are you
Yes.
most grateful for?
I'm grateful for people that have really supported me from A to Z.
Mm.
One of them being God.
Yeah.
Because I'm a Christian, I pray so much. I used to sing in the church choir, Miracle Center Cathedral, Ruvaga, for like 3-4 years. And then I had to, leave because I was doing so many things. I'm grateful to God so much. And then I'm also grateful to my family. I'm grateful to Drusilla. Like, she's one of And I'm also thankful to people that paved the way for us in this business.
Yeah.
One of them being Sylvia Wari. Sylvia, I love you so much. Like, so much. I mean, she paved the biggest way, like the biggest platform for me. I mean,
Okay.
who knows? I could still be somewhere, still organizing little shows. I could be maybe I would have
might
said,
even have given up, eh?
I would have given up already. I would have said, you know what? Maybe modeling is not going to work for me. It's not going to be something that can be a business. Because a lot of people have this whole thing of like, modeling is a hobby. Yeah, it's just a hobby. But
You
it's
can't
a
make
business.
money.
You
You
can't
can't.
make money. You can't. And then I'm like, you guys, you don't know how much these girls earn in a year. And you don't know how much commission is coming to my bank account. So it is something that I'll always be grateful for. I'm so grateful to Sylvia Wari. Plus, people that I work with, my team at JMM, I mean, I don't do these things by myself. I have a huge team right from this Iguana Kampala. I don't know whether you've worked with him.
Sorry?
You should. Iguana Kampala.
Okay.
You should work with him. He's amazing. He's a designer as well, but we work together so much. Iguana Kampala, Julio Morphis, but you've worked with Julio.
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
We work together the whole time. Plus a huge team that I do show production with. It's big. I can't mention all of them. It's a very big team, but I'm grateful, and I'm also grateful for me. Me, myself.
You
because
appreciate you.
I appreciate me.
Good.
Because let me tell you, it takes a special type of, zeal for someone to wake up every day and they say, you know what? This is what I want. I'm the type of person, I believe in affirmations a lot. When I wake up every single day, Krista, the first thing that I do, I have a huge mirror in my living room. I go in my living room and then I tell myself, Joram, I am powerful, I am strong, I am confident, I will run the world. I see myself working in New York, Paris, London, Milan. I don't care about what people think in Uganda. This is where I belong. I say that every single day before I walk out. And it has, it has shaped me up.
Yeah.
It's so hard to break me right now. Like, it's very, very, very hard. It takes a special soul to break me.
Okay. All right. So it's been a learning curve for you, and your
Yes.
determination has pushed you the whole way. What have
Yes.
you learned
I
about
have,
even just the fashion industry
Yes.
in Uganda? What have you learned? What are the lessons that you want to pass on?
okay, the biggest lesson that I've learned is you have to be very patient. I've been doing this for the past 8 years. The agency got established in 2012, but literally we're just starting. Some people just want to come into a business and they want to make money. This business has taught me that patience is everything, and the other life lesson that I've learned is that passion is everything in this business. If you don't live, breathe, eat, whatever you want to do, it's not the right field for you. Like how someone wakes up every day and they say, you know what, I want to be a TV presenter. Are you ready to put in the work to know that I'm going to be on set for 8 hours? Are you ready to do? Sometimes I don't sleep because remember I work with different, we're in different continents altogether. I'm in Africa and then I have girls in Europe, I have girls in the US. So sometimes you are up the whole time just talking to these bookers, just talking to their, agents. It takes zeal, it takes determination, it takes passion. It's not something that is going to happen in one day. It's not something that is going to happen in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. It has taken me 8 years, and this is the time everyone is saying, oh my goodness, Joram, you're doing a good job. And in my heart, I'm like, we need 100. We need 100 models.
I'm not
out
there
there
yet.
signed.
I'm not there.
We are not there yet. That is why, however much all, these praises come in and everything, I've learned to stay humble. This business has taught me to stay humble. Because I remember there was a time when Amito One Africa's Next Door, I was like, yes, we have arrived. We have arrived. But then you notice people don't want to work with you. Because when she won top model, our rates went up.
Okay.
A lot of clients were like, oh, you guys are very expensive simply because you have models working in New York, but we can't work with you. And then I realized, you know what, Joram, this is Uganda. When you're billing Ugandan clients, don't bill them the same way they bill
Yeah,
New
have to
York,
bill
Paris, London.
differently.
That's the whole thing. So I was starting to feel like we've made it in life. And then, life humbled me. It humbled me so much. That is why I've learned to be humble. I've learned to be selfless. I've learned to respect everyone that I meet along the way, because it's a very small business. In Uganda, one client opens doors for the rest of the clients. Just like Sylvia Warrior opened all these doors, I've met other clients that, they'll just say, Joram is amazing, Joram is ABCD. It's a very small country. So never feel like you've arrived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's so important. I mean, the relationships that you build, the
Super
network that
important.
you have.
That's the whole thing. Your literally your net worth is the people that you work with. That's the whole thing. But I've learned so much, so much. And I've also learned to be patient with people. Oh, I've worked with the most complicated models in Uganda.
Yeah.
Like some of them just come in and they feel like we are the ish. I mean, without us, you're not going to do anything. Without us, you can't achieve any dream. But then I've learned that anyone can be replaced. That's the whole thing. So I've learned to be very calm. As much as I'm very loud, like anyone that has worked with me, they'll tell you, oh my goodness, Joram is super loud, he's very harsh. But then I know how to humble myself. Scenarios whereby someone is louder than me, I'll be like, yes ma'am, yes ABCD. And I think it also comes back to, the pageant side, because I do pageants a lot. I've learned to be very graceful, I've learned to be very calm, I've learned to, behave in public. I know how to treat people. Even when I don't meet you, I'll be like, hi, how are you, hug you, ABCD. So it's so many life lessons, and it also told me to not take life for granted. I mean, anything can happen. You're here today and then tomorrow you're history.
True. Well, thank you so much
for
coming
so
on
much
the show.
for having me.
Oh
Thank
my
you,
goodness, what a
thank
journey.
you. It's been a long one.
And we'll be watching you to see, what comes
a
next.
lot is coming up.
You said there's a lot planned for this year, though, 2020.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'll just give you a team.
Bit.
Just a team. We do have a pair of twins. I think they'll be the first international pair of twins working as fashion models from Africa. Yes, there's British, there's Jamaican, there's all these other twins, but then we do have the first pair of twins. They're signed to select worldwide in Milan, London, Stockholm, Sweden, all these big cities, and they'll be debuting in February.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, I let the cat out of the bag. Yeah, they'll be debuting in February, and then we do have other girls that just got signed to one of the biggest network in the whole world. I'm not revealing anything, Christoph. Yes, there are 3 of them, and so much is going to be happening. That is why this is 2020. At least if this year we can have 20 international models, we will be good. Really good. Because remember, the target is 100.
Yes.
Who knows from 100 will want 200.
So 12 to 20. I mean, that's
something. Yeah, it's hard because it's, internationally they want the very best. Different features, different, personalities altogether, different attributes. So, but I've learned all these things. I can walk down the street and they'll be like, yes, I think that's an international one. And then I'll see someone and say, no. That is why there's so many tall girls that come to me and I'm like, no,
you don't have what it takes.
You don't have what it takes. And some of them are like, but they've been telling me I'm a model. But I tell them, no, you don't have what it takes.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much,
thank
my
you
dear, for
so
coming
much.
on the show.
Thank you
Such
very,
a pleasure.
very, very much.
And all the best
Thank
moving
you so
forward.
much. I promise I'll make you proud.
All right. As Uganda, just seeing all these models who are Ugandan, you're like, I know this person.
It's humbling, me being a part of a generation raising international models. Super thankful to everyone out there. I mean, it could be us doing all the work, but even the social media fans, everyone that just says you're doing a good job, everyone that just says, you know what, you guys are pushing, you're doing a great job. I mean, it takes a whole village to raise someone.
And you have to focus on the positive.
That is the thing.
And feed off the positive.
That is the whole thing. Yes.
Yeah. All right.